Here is News Channel 2 Sports Director Spencer Davidson.
Good evening. Sectionals have begun in high school sports locally. After a couple of play-in games last night, Section 3 tournaments in baseball, softball, and lacrosse got going in bulk. We'll start out on the diamond with some baseball action. To West Winfield, Mount Markham, the 8 seed in Class C. They played host to local foe and 9 seed Frankfort Schuyler. Top of the first, Maroon Knights getting themselves in good position. Bases loaded for Donnie Gatto, who pulls a high pop towards shallow left. That can't be fielded. Angelo DeSaro hustles on home, and Frankfort is on the board first. Bottom half of the inning, Mount Markham responds. Ryan Denton up, man on third, chopped down the line in left. Kevin Gates scampers across the plate. We are tied at 1. Bottom 2 now, man on third for Nate Picola. That's ripped way out to left, too far to be caught. George Jones trots in from third on the double, and the Mustangs grab a 2-1 lead. They're not done, though. Picola on third now. Bryce Lynch at the dish. Hammered up the middle. It gets down. Picola scores. Frankfort Schuyler would make it a 1-run game in the fourth, but that's as close as they would get. Mount Markham wins it 12-6 and advances to face top seed Westmoreland on Thursday. Some other sectional baseball scores. Staying in Class C, Mount Markham's next opponent, Westmoreland, remains perfect this year with an 18-1 win over Alexandria. 11 seed Adirondack upsets 6 seed Cooperstown 15-3. In Class B, VVS stuns 2 seed Little Falls 9-7 at Veterans Memorial Park. New Hartford advances in Class A 13-2 over Fulton. At WKTV.com for the rest. On the softball side of things, another battle of 2 local teams as the first round of the Class C tournament here gives us a battle of Indians. Number 13 Waterville travels to number 4 West Canada Valley for this one. Bottom 1, no score, 1 on for Olivia Morial. She chops it to third. Not flashy, but it'll get the job done as Alyssa Youngs scores from third. Home Indians up 1. Later in the inning, bases empty for Hannah Burdick. She drives it out to center. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Burdick, who had a great day on the mound, gets to third with a triple. She'd be brought home shortly after by Annalise Grabowski, and West Canada has a 2-0 lead after 1. In the third, same score. It's Grabowski up again with Morial on second. That's lifted to center, and it falls. Morial comes on home. It was a dominant performance for West Canada in this one as they win it 11-1 and will host Thousand Islands on Thursday. Back to West Winfield over on the softball field. The 6 seed Mustangs take on 11 seed Herkimer. Mount Markham down 4-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Runners on second for Leandra Plows. She lines it past third. Cameron Donnelly hustles around from second to score. Mustangs within 1. Next batter, Plows on second after a steal. Addison Jones says, "You look lonely out there. Let's get you back to the dugout." And she does with a base hit to left. That tied the game up at 4. The Mustangs would go on to walk it off in the 8th as they win 5-4. Next up, Sandy Creek on Thursday. Elsewhere in Class C, 2 seed Cooperstown moves on with a 6-1 win over Fabius Pompey. 17 seed Notre Dame with an earth-shattering upset, beating top seed Port Byron 8-7. Again, WKTV.com for the rest of the softball slate. On the lacrosse field today, girls side in Class A quarterfinals, RFA fell to CBA 11-9. In Class D, Clinton drops a 24-6 decision to West Hill. Back in Class C, New Hartford is blanked by a tough Jamesville DeWitt squad 18-0. Whitesboro falls to Homer 17-5. Boys side won today. Class C semifinals. New Hartford's run comes to an end with an 8-2 loss to West Hill. We have a bonus game for you tonight. New Hartford and RFA softball still finishing up the regular season. It's practically playoffs, though, as this game would determine the TVL Colonial Division champion. Top of the 4th, we're scoreless. Alex Volo has runners on first and second. She goes inside out, slicing a grounder down the line in first. That's going to get Olivia Vitullo home from second. Savannah Cole is thrown out, trying to go home to end the inning, but the Spartans break the scoreless tie. To the bottom of the 6th we go. RFA now threatening. They have one on the pond at third. Juliana Huckabone chopped to short. That gets through. Lauren Dorfman comes home. Black Knights tie at 1. Later in the inning with Huckabone on second. This time it's Maggie Klodzinski getting it done. She rips it deep to center. That drops and goes to the wall. Huckabone scores and RFA takes a 2-1 lead. Top of the 7th, Spartans have one on with 2 out now. Sienna Holmes down to her final strike and she comes through big time. Bloops it to right, and it drops. That gets Sophia Berinsky home, and we're tied. Next batter, Raven Gonzalez in the clutch. Splits the gap in right center. That's to the fence. Liana Beer scores. Spartans come back from the dead to take the lead. They'd hang on to win the thriller 3-2 and take the TVL Colonial title.